Yo, what the fuck it is, people? You know what I mean? Fuck y'all doing today, man? It's Good Friday. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Work week finished for the most part. If it ain't, it's almost. Time to party, do whatever the fuck you had to do that you couldn't do during the week. But I got some news, man, coming out of Flint, Michigan, man. Flint, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan. You know, that area. Shout out to all my people down there, man. But, yo, before I get into this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. So like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that shit. You feel me? We on the road to 1,000. I'm almost there. Yeah, man. I got a lot of free content. It's time to start getting paid for this shit. Fuck that. This shit like a job for real. But y'all remember this video?
This shooting, captured on camera in Sterling Heights, nearly killed a young woman, and now the feds are calling it a murder-for-hire plot with a well-known rap artist behind it. That chaotic scene unfolding more than a year and a half ago.
But today, federal prosecutors brought charges based on part of evidence from 2 cell phones. Sean Lay is live with the new developments, and Sean, one of the men charged is a familiar name to many people.
Clif, big-time rap artist out of Flint. Big-time Future had a big following as well. Look, the video we're going to show you just a little bit of the shooting. It is so disturbing. Broad daylight shooting, trying to kill a young woman. Look, immediately authorities thought they knew who the gunman was, but they knew more was to it. So a mountain of cell phone evidence, the feds say, led to this man who calls himself the King of Flint, Clif, very popular rap artist. The video is shocking. The act horrific. That's a young woman in her SUV in Sterling Heights in November of 2020. The feds say lying in wait, Andre Sims, who the feds say agreed to be paid cash to murder the woman. That's the victim's traumatized mother watching, screaming, as this murder for hire nearly kills her daughter. She somehow survives. Sims taking money to kill someone. Who was behind the plot?
You Google my name, it's gonna pop up who I wrote on.
Today, federal prosecutors charged this man, Clifton Terry III. But as you can see, he's a rap artist. He's out of Flint. He's well known as Clif.
Quit saying y'all look at me if I be under the car.
Clif and Andre Sims' cell phones laid out the entire case for prosecutors. That case laid out in this indictment. Dozens of text messages discussing the plan. The phones showing each man's location at the time of the shooting, right there where the shooting took place. Text messages like these spelling out the payment. Clif texting that he will send $2,500 for Sims' attempted murder. Sims texting back, yeah, that's straight, bro. We put that entire federal indictment on our website, clickondetroit.com. You can see the string of text messages spelling out what prosecutors say is this murder for hire plot. Again, the young woman survived all of that. Clif, rap artist out of Flint. He's in state custody right now. We just checked with federal authorities. He'll be brought into federal custody soon, next couple of days. We're live.
Well, that video went viral, I think 2 years ago now. It was crazy. Niggas like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, who the fuck did some wild shit like that? Because you remember on the full video, you see the little pickup truck pull up. You see her, no, first you see her go in the car. You see the pickup truck pull up. She ride off and dude hops out and try to run her down. That was the whole video. Well, now we know what the fuck happened. We know what the fuck happened. So the feds just charged Clif with that shooting. But you know how the news is. The news don't give you all the details, so I'm ready to run it down. The 31-year-old real name, Clifton E. Terry III, was formally charged on Wednesday, August 24th, with conspiracy to commit murder for hire, resulting in personal injury. Murder for hire resulting in personal injury and using a firearm during and in relation to a crime of violence. According to the indictment, Mac arranged to pay 25-year-old Andre Sims $10,000 in cash to kill a woman in Sterling Heights. Sims allegedly traveled to Flint from Grand Rapids on November 27, 2020, and secured the vehicle before driving to the victim's place on November 28, 2020 morning and parking across the street. After leaving the house, Hours later, Sims reportedly fired 7 to 8 shots at the victim, who was struck multiple times but ended up surviving while driving off. It's then claimed Sims left his vehicle at a nearby apartment complex, with Clif Mack picking him up and agreeing to pay $2,500 for the failed murder attempt. The shooter was caught on the victim's home security camera, with the mother watching on and screaming as the incident unfolded. WDIV Local 4 shared the footage and reported text message between Mack and Sims, along with their cell phone location, laid out the case for prosecution. Clif Mack faces a maximum of 20 years in prison and a fine up to $250,000 for the murder for hire charges. He also faces a mandatory minimum of 10 years in prison and a maximum of life in prison, with a fine up to $250,000 for aiding and abetting the use and discharge of a firearm during a crime of violence. Sims was reportedly indicted for his role in the murder for hire plot on March 16, 2022. Mack was also charged with first-degree murder in a separate case for his alleged role in the killing of DeVaro Davis on August 17, 2021. As for Sims, he was recently sentenced to life in prison following his murder conviction for the shooting death of a 65-year-old woman. So how y'all feel about this shit, yo? Like, one thing it don't say is why he decided to do it. Now, if I was to take a wild guess, mind you, this not accurate. It's just a guess from what I know about how this type of shit normally go. I would say he had her pregnant. He got a girlfriend. All this is alleged. But he got a girlfriend. He had her pregnant. She wasn't trying to get rid of the baby, so he tried to kill her. Flat out. That's normally the only times you see things like this happen. We watched it with Ray Caruth. And there's been others. And that's what I wanted to say today, Lo, because it's like, mind you, I don't respect that shit. You feel me? If you're not willing to have and that's what we got to start doing as people, man. If you're not willing to have a child with this person, yo, stop having sex with him, yo. Flat out, man. I know that shit might sound crazy, yo, but that's the only way to avoid situations like this and others. It's the only way to avoid it. Now, like I said, I'm not 100% sure that's what happened. But for this video, that's the angle I'm taking because that's normally how it happens. Now, he also could have been one of his ops' girlfriend. If that's the case, that's even more sucker shit. Because she ain't got nothing to do with it. It was really under no circumstances should you be killing a woman, yo. That's really the bottom line, yo. Like, unless she's trying to kill you. You feel me? Like, but in most circumstances, that's not the case. So he tried to put $10,000 on this girl's head. Went to her house and tried to kill her in front of her mother. Now, luckily, she survived. But if you listen to the article I just read, Clif Mack was a motherfucking menace. He out here killing motherfuckers all over the Michigan area. And then the dude who actually carried out the hit got $2,500 to do that. Now, let me ask you this. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Because you already got life in prison for killing a 65-year-old woman. So that $2,500 that you got for this hit, allegedly, that shit wasn't enough to pay your lawyers, my nigga. And this shit going on all over the world. It ain't just Detroit. You got these young dudes taking hits for $1,000, $500. Like, this somebody's life, man. And that money you getting is not enough for your lawyer fees. It's not enough for bail. Because bail on a murder, if you get one, luckily, it's going to at least cost you $100,000. So you're going to need 10 bands just to get out on that. Motherfuckers got to start moving smarter, man. Stop all this dumbass shit, man. Now, Clif Mack, I listened to his music. Shorty had talent. But he just ruined it, wanting to be in the streets. And that's why I be telling people, yo, you can't get money and beef at the same time. One going to cancel out the other. How many times we got to see that and witness this before motherfuckers start living by it? If you want to get money, get money. If you want beef, even though you shouldn't be beefing because it's too much money to get, do that. But you can't do both. Flat out. Can't do both. But let me know how y'all feel about this shit in the comments, man. What y'all think this was over, man? Hey, man, what was this over? Under what circumstances would this even be acceptable? Because I can't see none, to be honest. Let me know in the comments, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, support the real, man. Gone, man.
Hey, Baltimore, Baltimore, bitch, I'm reppin' Baltimore. Young street nigga, dope boy, I come from Baltimore.